he worked on a ranch and he hired me to come out, and I just hopped on a tractor and shredded sunflowers in preparation for dove season. After that, I got a job here at Peacock's. Started off as a dishwasher, worked my way up to cook. I like to joke with people, if you lived in Stephenville between about 1990 through 2000, I probably cooked you breakfast at Peacock's.
Nice. And then you went into the military for the first time after that? So start walking us through
Yeah, so I'd have been working at Peacock's, right, and then right after graduation, that's when I joined in the military. I graduated in 96, I joined in 97. It's one of those deals where I wasn't making the best choices as a soon-to-be young man, and having come up from a military family, I decided that's probably the best way to get away from a lot of the decisions I was making, and so I ran away to the Army.
And why'd you join the Army? My
dad was Air Force. Me and my dad did not get along there at that point in my life. We butted heads a lot, so I refused to go to the same branch as him. The Marines annoyed me. They kept calling when I told them I wasn't sure what I was doing, and then so I left me with Navy and Army, and I had no interest in being on a boat. So Army just made sense, kind of deal.
So this was this summer. When did you ship out for the Army?
June of 97.
Okay, so June of 97. So you went to basic training during that summer?
Yep.
Talk about basic training in the summertime. Where were you?
Basic training was at Fort Benning, Georgia. Man, I loved it. You got told what to do day in, day out. I had zero worries, as long as you kept your bed made, showed up where you're supposed to show up on time, life was easy. It was challenging physically. I'd gone in out of shape, and I ended up losing, I don't remember how much I lost, but I remember my dad coming to graduation and he asked me, do I need to take you to the emergency room? Because I'd lost so much weight, he thought I was sick. And it's just, I was in the best shape I'd ever been in my life, and it was because of my time in basic. So, I don't know, I thrived. I had some good bunk mates, and so I had a blast, It was tough, but I got to play Army.
Right, and you say, did we talk about why you went in? What was the reasoning for, you talked about some interesting life choices before, but is that why you went into the military?
Yeah, I went in the military to get away. I went in to escape making bad decisions and decided this is what I need to do to grow up, and it ultimately did do that. It took a while, but I did it to escape the lifestyle I'd been living in.
And what was your MOS?
I was a 11 Mike, which was an infantryman that was going to be on a Bradley. So, went in to shoot guns.
Nice, nice. So talk about, like a fond memory of basic training, because I know that basic training, you're not necessarily doing your MOS school, right? Everybody's kind of going through the same, but unless you did stuff specific to your MOS.
Well, that's what's great about infantry. Basic training is almost, you're doing everything you're going to be doing for your job. It's ruck marching, it's shooting guns, it's learning how to make a bivouac, all that kind of stuff, which is everything an infantryman essentially has to do. So it was neat that basic training is your training. I got a little more training later on the Bradley, but basic training is the training for every infantryman. Fond memories. I don't know if I had fond memories. They were just some memories. Like, probably the funniest was we'd gotten in from a ruck march, and we were down in our area, and we were supposed to be cleaning our weapons, but you're just dog tired. And I fell asleep while cleaning my weapon. Well, drill sergeant came upon me and decided to correct the training. We had this hill behind the barracks, and I had to low crawl up it and low crawl back down it, and then I had to clean my weapon again, and I fell asleep again. So it didn't do its job. So then from then on, I had to stay in the plank position and clean my weapon, and that kept me awake. But it was just like, it was one of those deals, like forcing your body to go beyond what you imagined you could do. Right. It's just one of the memories I do have. It didn't bother me. I knew I'd done wrong, and I knew I was getting punished for that reason with a goal in mind, but it's just one of those times that has always stuck out in my head.
And talk about when you went into, was it AIT afterwards? Mm-hmm. And then at what point did you jump into your Bradley for the first time, training on the Bradley?
It was right after basic. I mean, that was a deal for us. It was odd because you would graduate and you stayed in your barracks, and the very next day you would just go into your training. We didn't change barracks, we didn't change drill sergeants, we didn't change anything. It was all still there at Sand Hill. So the very next day we were starting to get integrated, and it was just like, wow, this is a neat piece of machinery.
But that was only MOSs like your MOS,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep. Everybody that was going to be on Bradley stayed there, and then if you were not a Bradley person, those guys started getting shipped off to their units.